Hey guys, welcome back to SJ Games Live. My name's Hunter. I'm here with Steve Jackson, and we're here talking the fantasy trip.
Yes, what we're going to do in this demo is show you how you can create two characters for Melee in less than 10 minutes. Then next time we will have them fight, and that will take less than 10 minutes too. We're going to start with character concepts suitable for single combat in the arena. So I want to take a reasonably balanced character. I want a sword and shield guy, and I want him to not be a human tank, but relatively nimble. And his name is going to be John of the Isles. So my complicated character sheet will start out with his name. You can probably figure out that we could make this sheet considerably smaller if we weren't showing it on YouTube. Okay. Hunter, do you have an idea of what kind of character you want?
So I'm thinking if you're going to go with swashbuckler kind of guy, I think I'm going to go with just a beefy dude. So we're going to call him Brick the Immobile.
Beef the soon-to-be butchered. Okay. Now, we need our basic stats. There are only two trade-offs in Melee. One of them is between your strength and your dexterity. Those are your two stats. Your strength covers, obviously, muscle, and it also gives your hit points. It's the same characteristic as your hit points. Dexterity gives both your speed and your chance to hit, rolling 3 dice, which we will do some of in a minute. You start off, when you're creating a character, with a stat of 8 strength and 8 dexterity, and you have a further 8 points to spread between the two for a total of 24. That gives you a slightly better than average character because the human norm is 10 for each of these. Now, obviously you want to be better than norm. If I had a strength of 15, I could carry a huge cleaving battle axe. And if I had a dexterity of 15, I would hit with it almost every time I rolled. But it is a trade-off. With the starting character, you cannot have both these things. You can't be good at everything. So I'm going to divide my optional 8 points equally between the two. So I've got 8 points to divide, so that gives me a 12 and 12. So my character sheet gets terribly more complex here. My strength is 12, and my dexterity is 12. Hunter's working on his, and he's obviously wants a higher strength if he's going to be a brick, but that means he'll have to take a lower dexterity.
Yeah, that's never stopped me in the past. So I guess if the average is 10, and you're a little bit more above average in both of them, I'm going to go a little bit higher than that. I'm actually going to go 14 strength.
Okay.
And we'll make that means my dex can only be 10. So I'll be an average human in dexterity, but well above average in strength.
Right. So that already tells me that when we get into a fight here, I'm going to be hitting more than you, but you're going to be doing more damage than me.
Okay.
So given that, I'm going to make a stupid decision, possibly, not to wear any armor.
I like that decision.
Yeah, you would.
I'm a big fan.
We'll see if you can hit me. The thing about armor is that it cuts down on your adjusted dexterity, so you will be hitting with your own attacks less often, but it'll protect you every time. I am going to carry a large shield, which will reduce my dexterity a little bit, but it'll also stop 2 hits per attack.
And all these weapons and stuff, that stuff is found on that chart, right? That's the...
Yes, and I might as well go ahead and pick my weapon now. I don't know if this is readable on this or not. This is blown up. We may not have blown it up enough for you to see it. But I'm on a table of strength, and I'm running down to a strength of 12, which is what I have here. And I see that the biggest weapon that I can use is the broadsword, which does 2 dice damage. So So just for a trial run there, that means that if I'm in a normal attack situation, I would be rolling against dexterity. Oh, I need to adjust my dexterity. The large shield cuts my dexterity down by 1. So my effective dexterity is 11. Would I hit? Oh, you bet I would hit. And how much damage would I do? 2 dice damage. Oh, that's a good one.
That's not bad.
Well, that's an average one. That's 7. But a broadsword is a bad thing to face, so you may want armor.
That's fair, yeah. And I think since I'm not going to be able to dodge a lot of, or I'm not hitting as often, and you're going to be death by 1,000 cuts, I think I'm going to add some armor. So according to the chart, I think I could take leather, would be give me a little protection, but wouldn't restrict me too much.
That's right. Leather stops 2 hits per attack, which is the same as my large shield does.
So leather, armor, and what does that lower my dex by?
That lowers it by 2, so
Ooh.
your adjusted dexterity is 8.
Eek, that's rough, but it does stop two dice.
It does stop 2, and if you want one more, you could take a small shield, which does not affect your dexterity at all, but stops one more hit.
But it would keep me from taking that really big two-handed sword. However,
Yeah, it depends. The biggest weapon you can carry is the two-handed sword, which is 3 dice minus 1.
but the Morning Star's pretty good too.
Morningstar's a one-handed weapon. It does 2 dice plus 1, so you'd still do more damage than me when you hit.
Okay, so I'm going to do the small shield, and I'll take the Morning Star with it.
Okay.
So small shield, and that is another -1 die.
No.
Or no?
No, that stops 1 damage.
Oh, stops 1 damage.
but it doesn't
damage.
reduce your DX any.
Got it. Okay, great. And then I'll take the Morning Star, which is... And that'll do 2d6 damage plus 1. So
Plus 1, that's right. 2d
nice.
plus 1.
2d plus 1. There we go.
Okay. And now we've got our finished characters. Let me put Hunters out here where you can see it.
Sorry about my handwriting, guys. But yeah, I mean, these are terribly complicated character sheets.
Brick the
as you can
Invisible. Oh, I can't see you.
Invisible.
Where are you?
There it is.
And that is just exactly how much prep it takes to do characters for Melee. I didn't start the clock running, but I know we brought that in other than 10 minutes.
That was very short, yeah. And this is our fully developed characters, but obviously we can make a backstory to them and all that good stuff, which we will probably do before our next game, before we have to beat each other up, at least.
And I was going to say, first we have to live through next show.
That's
If he lives that long, I'll give him a backstory.
That's fair. This is their test of honor. But so essentially, you're just going to be trying to stab me a lot. I'm going to try to hit you with one big hit with that Morning Star and knock you out. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
It's going to be an interesting game.
That's it. And that's what we'll do next time. So
Awesome.
Thank you for checking in.
Thank you guys, and we'll see you next time on SJ Games Live.